Hello all! It is day 15 and a very special day because I've now officially not been outside a country for longer than I have now. A new chapter of my life is indeed beginning, as it were. It is day 15 and the time locally is 7:37. I finished work just about 20 minutes ago. So just a normal day for me really. But I realised I haven't updated since about Tuesday, so I've got a few days to run through. Wednesday was film night. That was really good. Um, so the auditorium where we usually have lectures is able to be hired out or booked to for various functions. So Olaf has decided that the summer students could rent it out to watch movies. We watched Looper, which was a movie that I wasn't too excited to watch, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would have been, actually, to be fair. But the great thing is, now that I've been trained in how to use the stuff in the auditorium, is that from tomorrow, probably, onwards, I get to choose what movies get watched. Yeah, I can subject everyone else to my shitty film choice. Yay! That is great. Thursday and Friday, I was in the lab. I've fully under swing of some of the experiments that I'm doing. I'm characterizing a silicon sensor. So I have a nice little square pad of silicon, and I've got some probes which I apply a voltage to, and I'm measuring the current. Simple stuff to start off with. Just to see what voltages that the sensors start to break down, the operating voltages, and the characteristics basically of the sensors before we start getting into the nitty-gritty bits of what the resistance of which part of the sensors and what's the resistance between two of the tiny little sensors, which should be negligible compared to the resistance of the thing itself. So it should be it should actually be very good. I'm really enjoying it. Lab work is basically lab work. You've got good days and lots of bad days, and good measurements and lots of bad measurements. So I foresee for the next few weeks to come, I will be throttling that Hall probe and probably shattering a silicon sensor in my anger, but I won't because I'm on form. On the evening of Friday, we went to Hamburg Pride Street Party, first Pride event I've actually been to, and it was really good. It was just music in the streets of Hamburg. There was a sort of common what's the word I want? It was a large place in the centre of town, just full of just music, dancing, shops, and all that kind of stuff, all celebrating Gay Pride. It was just nice to stay there for a dance for a few hours. We stole away before midnight and did a midnight tour of Hamburg. Five of us just wandered around and just went to the warehouse district, and that was really nice. We then, after we did that, we just hopped on a train home. Saturday was also a lovely day. The weather has been really nice so far. Have we quite finished? Yes, you can smell me. I'm not a flower. Thank you. So Saturday, we went to the farmer's market in the morning. I think we made the mistake of actually going too early because we got a lot of things at cost and didn't get all the deals we got last week. So, gonna get there. Since it's 5 minutes down the road, I can leave basically like half an hour before it shuts, meander down to the market and pick up all them good cheap fruit. We then went to explore Hamburg in the day on that Saturday, and that was really nice. We went to a park, chilled there, lay around, threw nuts and seeds at each other, climbed a few trees that we found, went to botanical gardens. Also, we found a secret Japanese tea garden, which was nice. We just happened to stumble across it, so I think there were about 10 of us. We wandered in, had a cup of green tea, and just sat there and chilled for a few minutes. That was like calm, serene, and just beautiful. The weather was nice, and green as far as the eye can see, apart from one obnoxious skyscraper. But if you just shifted like 5 meters to the left, it was hidden behind some trees, so that was fine. Then we later went out to dinner in the Portuguese quarter of Hamburg, and that was really nice. We went to a fish place, which for the life of me I can't remember the name. But for the first time I had king prawns, as in pretty huge king prawns, calamari and octopus, and I thought they were all fine and I'd have them all again. As a fish place, I'd really recommend it, but I must find the name of that place because it's really bugging me now. But then, after that, the highlight of the day, the absolute highlight of the day was getting on the ferry. Yes! Like, Hamburg is like a city full of water. So, usually when you travel on tickets for the day or group tickets, you get buses and trains. You can get ferries in Hamburg. Pretty sweet. So, we hopped on a ferry, and I was just like loving life. I was basically Magneto controlling a ship, moving away from the harbour, making it drift along the lovely rivers of Hamburg, and just being completely badass, really. Oh, ferries! Any excuse to get on a ferry now, I will get on one. There's nothing nice than making these legs of mine seafaring. Riding the waves is pretty cool. And after that, it was pushing like 9:30. So after that, we got off at the stop called Dockland, and we walked up this 7-story building it was just stairs. So we were shattered at the end of it. But the view of Hamburg Harbour was like beautiful. Really beautiful. On the Sunday, I had a lie-in, a really long lie-in. Got up, had breakfast, went back to bed, got up again, went back to bed. And by the time I pulled myself out of bed to do something, I headed to Elba Beach. So I call it a harbour beach, basically. So usually in a normal beach, you'll lie on the sand and you'll stare out into the horizon and see sea and sky. Here, when you stare into this horizon, you see massive fuck-off container ships. And I must say, it adds a nice diversity to the view you get. Especially when, as in the time we went, there were 2 huge containers. Probably maybe 5,000, 6,000 containers trying to pass each other in the harbour. And the container ships take up like most of the horizon. So it's pretty decent. Yeah, so that was basically the journey. Today, I didn't really do much. Went to lectures, had lunch, went to work. Going to be a low-key day, I think. I just recoup my strength. So yeah, that's basically everything. If you're wondering where I am actually right now, I'm on the sill of my window. So my room is here. There you see my lovely room. And on the outside, you see the view that I have, which is like, it's fairly decent. But the great thing is, most people who like gather to go anywhere gather just over there by the arch. So I can just, pop my head out the window and just shout at people because, that's what I like doing. Me with a big voice and everything. But anyway, that's what I've been doing for the last few days, and I shall update you soon. But anyway, this is Dwayne signing out.